Hey there. So, my name's Canadian Nurse Gary, and I'm hosting the Everything Travel Nurse show today. Today's episode, I want to talk about this girl named California. She's got these blue eyes and this golden hair. When I stop and think about her, and she's got everything to keep a young Canadian travel nurse like me chasing after her. And Callie, when I stop and look at these other states and their contracts that they've got, damn. No, Callie, listen. I was looking at photos of you. You can trust me, unlike those American boys. I know that they've lied, left you, and they've continuously done this. But I just want to let you know I'm Canadian, I'm different. You can trust me, okay? Everything's gonna be alright. So, Callie was just getting a little bit too needy, and she couldn't keep a young Canadian like me tied down, so we're out and about, and the only thing I got left to say about it is, welcome to Arizona. Alright, so to start off the video, let's just really go with it and say Arizona is beautiful. It really is. And when you first fly into Arizona, you know about the big things like Saguaro National Park, and Grand Canyon, Horseshoe Bend in Page, Arizona. But when you actually get to work here with the local nurses and they start to direct you to do some of the other things in Arizona, like the hiking, the local stuff, that's when I think you really start to fall in love with Arizona. It's a really beautiful state. We were here in January, February, March, and we're staying all the way up until mid-April. I had a tactical plan to really take out most of the state and the hiking that's really offered here. That's what really makes Arizona such a special place, is the hiking here is just phenomenal. And I've been hiking all over the world, from Canada to Peru to all over the United States, and Arizona has some of the best hiking. That's what makes this such a highly desired travel nurse area. When we got here in January, we went down into Saguaro, and we spent quite a bit of time in Saguaro National Park in the southern part of Arizona. It was a little bit warmer down there, so we like to follow the warm weather. And into February into March, we took out the middle side of the state, where we were more in the Phoenix area, hiking and doing a lot of the local stuff. And then at the end of March, we went up into some of the mountainous area near Flagstaff and Prescott, and it was still pretty cold up there, but we had enough cold gear that it wasn't really a big deal, but really beautiful. Tactically taking out all the different spots to kind of follow the weather. And we're at the end of the contract right now. We're spending a week in Phoenix getting all of the stuff signed up for our next contract. And then from here, we're actually going up and spending a full week up in Page, Arizona, on the southern tip of Utah, to take out the northern part of Arizona. It'll be a little bit warmer up there. And really understanding the population of Phoenix is why you see so many travel nurses here. In the wintertime, it's just so much cooler, and all the way through January, February, March, April, it's really such a lovely place to be. Then everybody just leaves, and it's really interesting being a travel nurse here, because you see the population just explode January, February, March, and then you start to see mid-April, the town is just really starting to evacuate. So the hospital I stayed at had over 150 travelers, so that's another reason why you see so many travelers coming to Arizona, is because of the supply-demand factor. In the summertime, it's probably a lot harder to find jobs in Arizona, simply because their population leaves, but in the wintertime, it's just the jobs are just everywhere, because they have such a huge demand for travel nurses due to the fluctuations in populations, really similar to Florida. Running at the sunset time every single day, it just seems like when we're on our days off, it's always try to make it a priority to go running. And on the Arizona license plates, their license plates have this pinkish color to it, and I never really truly understood this until I came here. And then you see all the sunsets, and I go for a run every single night and watch the sunset, and it's you see this that pinkish on their license plate. And it's like, oh yeah, now I get it. It's because the sunsets here have kind of a little bit different color than everywhere else. So really enjoy those sunsets when you're here, because they are magical. Another great thing about Phoenix is how drivable it is from the area. You do have to have a car if you want to get to places down here, but like when you go down south into like Saguaro, like it's about 2 hours drive, and then you can drive to the mountains in every single direction, and then there's actually mountains inside of Phoenix itself too, so there's lots of opportunities for day hiking, afternoon hikes, and it's very drivable. In addition to that, the Superstitious Mountains is very close as well over on the east side. Very close to Phoenix, so like all within a couple hours drive there's Prescott, Arizona. We went and did a full 4 days up there. Sedona is very close. You can drive basically there and back again in Phoenix if you really have the motivation. Those are the things that I really loved about this place, was the hiking, and so I really focused a lot of our attention on hiking and making sure that we got out and seen those sunsets, because those were my favorite things of the Phoenix area. Truly delightful. What's up, you guys? My name's Trave Nurse Gary. Hope you enjoyed that section by Canadian Gary. I think he's fun and entertaining, so we gave him his own video today, but I've got a little piece of section that I want to do too. It's all sunshine and rainbows, right? Not really. Let's keep it real today and talk about some of those other things in Arizona that we should talk about as well. About that big population boom that we see in the Phoenix area, and that you see so many people migrating down here during the winter time. And it's just, this city has grown up so fast that I don't really feel like the infrastructure has really kept up with it. So are you going to be spending some time in traffic? Probably. Are you going to be waiting in longer lines for some of the other things like rental car agencies or any type of tourist things that we do that are really popular? Yeah, you're going to be waiting. There's a lot of people coming down here to do tourist stuff, and then in addition to that, it's just there's so many people and so much demand, and the supply is just on the lower side. So we see that over in the housing sector as well. Housing costs down here are crazy high. Like, I'm paying more money for rent than I did in downtown Manhattan, and this apartment is bigger, but it's just like, how do you beat Manhattan prices? That's how expensive it is down here. So stop and think about what your costs are going to be before you come down here, because rent is very seriously high in this area of the country. Another thing that I want to talk about is for all those travel nurses who maybe have like lung disease or maybe COPD, asthmatics out there, really stop and think about coming to this part of the nation too, because when you get above Phoenix area and you look down, it's literally looks like a fishbowl is what it reminds me of, and it's a valley and mountains every single direction, but all the smog just sits right in the valley. And so when you come down here, it feels like I have a little cough all throughout my entire time here, and there's just like, I can never truly get what's out right there in the bottom of my lungs. It just never wants to come up. That's just something that I've noticed on my experience here, and this is me keeping it real with you. Have you got a need for speed? Well, welcome to Phoenix, Arizona then. This place, I've noticed that the locals, whenever you're kind of on the off traffic hours, they're driving fast. And it doesn't seem like the cops really want to pull them over too much. So if you're a speeder, well, Phoenix might be a place for you. Me personally, not a speeder, so just see cars flying by me all the time, and that's just how it is down here in Phoenix. All right, one more thing I want to talk about is how truly popular some of these destinations are, and that everybody who comes to Arizona has got to go to some specific places like the Grand Canyon, and then also like there's Devil's Bridge up in Sedona. And when I went to go do Sedona, I even planned it out. It was like Wednesday, 9 a.m., and it was packed. Like you can see on the video, like there's just cars on both sides, so many people. And when you go do Sedona, just be prepared that packed. Be waiting in lines for parking situation in Sedona is a little bit difficult, I found. And just so you know, when you're traveling to Sedona, take a special warning that maybe you want to go in an off season, because wow, there's a lot of people there. All right, so this one is for all the haters out there and all the people who say that Arizona's not beautiful and it's not a great place to be. I disagree. We made a video to change your mind and to make sure you understand Arizona is beautiful. Here you go. So that's all we've got for this week's episode. If you'd like to see more videos in the future, subscribe to the channel. If you liked this and thought this was valuable, entertaining information, give the Canadian thumbs up, eh?